Welcome back to The Third Wheel, a blind dating show where one lucky woman must choose between three potential mystery suitors. Today we have with us Dana. How are you today, Dana?
I'm fine. I'm fine, Chuck. Thanks for having me.
That's fantastic. We've now narrowed down your potential dates to the final two, which means we are in the speed date segment of our show. Shall we continue with your next question?
Of course. Contestant number 2. If you were to take me on a date and money was no option, where would you take me?
That's a great question, Dana. I would have to say that if I was lucky enough to have the opportunity to take you on the date, money would be no option. I would spend every penny I have if it meant that I could get to spend just one single moment of watching you smile. The most important thing to me is to make sure that you're happy.
Contestant number 1, same question.
What?
Yo. I wrote you this rhyme to tell you in time I'm a fucking gangster. I'll shoot a bitch down, her back on the ground. You'll quit making those sounds and get on your knees, cause your vagina's unlocked. Open your mouth and suck on my...
Did he just say he'll shoot a bitch?
Number 1 is so poetic.
He literally said your vagina is unlocked.
Alright, Dana, next question.
Okay, number 2. In your previous relationships, what would you say was, as a couple, your most proud moment?
I'd have to say I actually worked 3 jobs so my ex-fiancée could quit her job and focus on school and actually finish her degree.
Oh, that's nice. Number 1?
I killed a bitch when she ate my last taco. Skank had it coming. She'd been fucking my boy Paco. So I cut the bitch up and I buried the body. Smoked some crack in my homeboy's Maserati.
I'm so horny right now.
You're fucking joking, right? He seriously just said he killed his ex-girlfriend and smoked crack. What the actual
Number
fuck?
2, next question.
Sure, why the fuck not?
If you were an animal, what animal would you be? I'm a teddy bear.
Fuck, this show is stupid. A teddy bear isn't even a fucking animal. But sure, let's play along. Why the fuck not? I'd be a fucking honey badger, because honey badgers just don't give a fuck.
Ooh, someone's a little cranky.
I know, Chuck. Teddy bears are my spirit animal. Number 1?
Smoking blunts, smoking blunts, smoking blunts, smoking blunts.
That's not even relevant to the question, Chuck. This can't be a real fucking show.
Smoking blunts, smoking blunts, smoking blunts, smoking blunts. If I were an animal, I'd be a snussy, because a snussy will take you to its cave and jackhammer that.
You're fucking joking. A fucking snussy? That's not a real animal. That's not even a real fucking word.
Alright, Dana, for the last round, the contestants will have a freestyle rhyme, otherwise known in the industry as a freestyle rap, to tell you how they feel and why you should choose them. We'll start with contestant number 1. Contestant number 1? First of all, I want to thank God for my hit single, Smack a Hoe, Cracked Smoke. Then I'd like to thank my mom and grandma for my number 1 single, I fucking murdered 6 people, including my mom and grandma, and hid them in my trunk. Now I'm going on a dating show. Lastly, I want to thank God. Peace, bitches. Snussy.
Ooh, I choose number 1, Chuck.
What? What the fuck?
I know that's the obvious choice, Dana, but contestant number 2 is yet to go. Contestant number 2.
This is seriously the stupidest thing I have ever fucking seen. How the fuck are you guys even a real fucking show? Fine. You want a fucking freestyle on why you should pick me? Got it. I want to write you some lines as beautiful as you. Let the whole world know who I'm speaking to. A quiet in the storm, a riot in the norm, a light in the right places, spaces, ink that graces the pages of the storyline I leave behind. Our time to shine was misaligned, and I will take the blame if things go wrong, cause you're the melody to this fucked up song, the perfect chorus since you came along.
Number two, that is enough. You should be ashamed of yourself.
What?
Yo, that's fucked up, yo. I ain't never heard some fucked up shit like that for reals. There's fucking kids and bitches in the audience, yo.
I don't want to be on this show anymore. Don't you do background checks?
What the fuck is everybody freaking out about?
All riot, number 2. All riot. I'm sorry, contestant number 2, but we just can't have people up here talking about riots and behinds. Jesus Christ. Do you tongue punch bitches with that mouth?
Welcome to the Six Sad Podcast. My name is JD, your host, and with me is also the host, Zachary, of the Six Sad Podcast.
I forgot the words, damn it. I was going to try to sing The Sound of Silence and... on this episode of the Six Ad Podcast, JD's not going to look at his phone the whole time. Or if he does, he's going to keep it in a way that he doesn't have to look away from the screen.
I'm not looking at my phone.
I could tell you 10 times in the last 8 podcasts when you're like, "Dad, get off your phone. Get off your phone." And
well,
now
it's not fair. It's
you.
not fair because I never have anybody to talk to on my phone.
Just because you,
so
just because you fell in love in a hopeless place doesn't mean that you can.
Oh, okay. Is that what we're doing now? We're doing option.
Do you know the song, Rihanna? We fell in love in a hopeless place.
You're in a fucking mood.
In a hopeless place.
I realized. So you know my headphones, my really good fucking headphones I use to podcast. You know they broke, right? So it fucking just like wonks out like this. And so here's what. So now I have to like hold it. I have to fucking hold the fucking headphones. But then I realized like when I see my picture in picture, I actually look pretty professional. When I do it like this, I'm like, like I'm about to fucking bust out a rhyme or some shit.
I need some more bass in the headphones.
I need some more bass in the headphones. Oh, there it is.
Give me some snare.
What the fuck?
So anyway,
what episode is this?
Maybe episode 5.
This is 5.2 though, right?
Yeah, but it'll probably be episode 5. Things that we're not going to talk about in this podcast: meth and crack. Those are the first 2.
I don't know because I mean you heard the skit. I mentioned crack on several occasions, but that will be the only reference of crack and meth in that one. So it's funny because nobody has heard the original episode 5, so they'll have no idea what the fuck we're referencing. But I'll tell you what we're not referencing: crack or meth.
Hey, listen.
Anyway,
for $100. Anyone can purchase this episode. We'll sell it to you for $100. It is a underground special edition, limited special edition collector's series.
And by limited, we mean limited to whoever will give us money for it.
$100. That's our price.
$100. You can listen. We actually have more than one. We have like the fucking 3-hour me drunk episode, which I know people would fucking pay for that shit.
Right.
But we won't release. Then we have a couple of the cranky episodes where I was just like fucking pissed off and angry and depressed, and it like got real fucking dark, like real fucking fast.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
And full fucking circle. So anyway, one thing I did like about the last episode that I do want to was a story that I do want to tell on this one was about the fucking turtle.
Turtle.
I do want to do the fucking turtle.
Should we also talk about your Captain Sulu sex adventure? What?
I wasn't going to, but now with such a fucking vague ass title, I have to because you made it sound like I had sex with like a fucking Star Trek Asian.
Beam me up, Scotty.
Yeah, boy. What?
Beam it right in my butt.
Wow, that's a sharp right turn. Yeah, so we'll start with that one. We'll start because I mean it is pretty much big fucking headlines right now with the whole like Weinstein fallout.
It's the biggest headlines. The biggest headlines coming to you live on Six Ad Podcast.
Six Ad Podcast. This just in a couple days ago. So yeah, like one of the latest fallouts from the whole Weinstein thing was George Takei.
I like how everything goes back to Weinstein. Like has nothing to do with this guy, but like he like set the bar low. How did Cosby? Like shouldn't it be like Weinstein pulled?
Should the fallout happen? Yeah, that should have been the fallout. But I think he's just the most like
you know why?
Like why? Because he's a Jew.
Because everybody hates the Jews. It's all the Jews. It's
juice.
The Jews. Jews.
The Jews.
No, but who was it? It was a comedian that was talking about how, like, a lot of the comedians, or not comedians, a lot of the people that are a part of this whole sex scandal happen to be Jewish. But I don't think that has to do with them being sexual. That Jews are sexy deviants. No, sexual deviants.
They are sexy.
I think that this has to do with the fact that like Hollywood is full of Jews, so it was bound to happen. You know.
I mean, yeah, that's like seriously, it's just a numbers game at this point.
The Jewish people are very good looking, super creative, and pretty much awesome at everything they do. So it's bound to happen.
Then. Okay. So anyway, Sulu. George Takei was just recently mentioned in I guess somebody came forward and said that he was like a struggling actor and he met George after a really bad breakup, and George Takei took him out to like a play, then back to his like loft or whatever for drinks, and then he had said that he got really dizzy and I guess passed out, and then opened his eyes to George Takei like
whacking off on him like Louis C.K.
No, like had his pants off and was like fucking like milking the udders and shit, and then he's like, this is what threw me off about it though, is the guy's reaction when he said in the magazine was very like by the book. What people, when you teach how to respond to sexual harassment, was no, please no, I don't like this, this is not something that I want to do, no means no type thing. And then George Takei was essentially saying, he's like, you just need to calm down, it's okay. And then the guy left. And then when we first recorded this, like the first time, and I mentioned the story, George Takei hadn't responded, but since then he did respond and said that.
What was the guy wearing? Was he asking for it?
Well, when this was actually happening, his pants were around his ankles, so nothing.
He was wearing ankle pants. Okay, so he was totally asking for it.
Pants. Yep, ankle pants.
That's just a stab at people who say that about victims, that they are asking for it because they're wearing, because I think that that's stupid. Anyway, continue. George Takei.
Oh, so anyway, so George Takei responded saying he has racked his brain and he does not remember that guy ever even meeting him. However, somebody uncovered some Howard Stern audio of George Takei and them discussing this whole Weinstein fallout, and George Takei had mentioned kind of cryptically something that was very similar to the situation. So I'm sure I had jokes or something to put in there like when we did this first time, but at this point I really just can't remember what they were.
That's okay. So Captain Sulu is a pervert.
Sulu was going solo in his solo, yes.
I'm sure that what was Captain Kirk? What was that guy's name? Jim.
Are you stereotyping me because I wear glasses? Do you think I know the answer to that?
No. What's his name? William Kirk.
William Shatner. William Shatner.
Jesus Christ.
Captain James Tiberius Kirk of the SS Enterprise.
So I'm surprised he hasn't had anyone come forward on him, because he was probably a creep back in the day.
Well, no, but you know how he talks. He's like, I'm Captain James T. Kirk. That's why he doesn't have any, because they leave before he finishes his fucking sentences. He's like, I want to take you back to my place to.
He was like sexually harassing all those like guests, like all his love interests on each episode, like those little green aliens that he would end up falling in love with. I don't know. He seems like a nice guy to me. Yeah, I think he's awesome. I like him. He's funny. He's a funny guy.
I think he's a pretty good guy.
Who else is on these lists? Who else is?
There's something on the wing. Something. What?
I think that's Jim Carrey. That's not really.
Yeah, that was Jim Carrey's impersonation of William Shatner.
That was Jim Carrey's impersonation of William Shatner.
Yep.
Oh, that's cool.
That was JD's impersonation of Jim Carrey doing an impersonation of William Shatner.
My mind's all fucked up now.
Oh my God, where am I?
What would I look for? List of.
There's a really fucking long list. There's actually a long list, but you know. The thing I think that bothers me the most is out of all of them, like most of the people either denied it or didn't apologize or, said it was taken out. Louis C.K. is like the only one who really like genuinely apologized, named the women by name and said and gave them each like personal apologies. And he is the one I think that other than Weinstein is getting hit the hardest with the whole thing, because they're shutting down all his specials, all his shows,
it's
his
funny
movies.
That you say that, because there was someone that called him out and said that his apology wasn't sincere, and it was just him trying to remain relevant and tried to show that he's still funny or something like that. I don't know.
But he didn't say anything funny about it. It was a genuine apology.
The way that I read it in his voice, because he said, "I pulled my dick out." Like he said it like in that. Anyway, here's some more people. Steven Seagal is one of them.
Really?
Yeah. But that's come on, Steven Seagal. George Takei. How do you say his name? George
Takei. That's Sulu.
Okay, yeah. Richard Dreyfuss. I don't know who. I know who that is, but I can't think of
Mr. Holland's Opus.
Yeah. Jesus, man. There's like.
So was he showing people Mr. Holland's Opus?
Whap whap. Is that who that is?
Yeah, it's the guy from Mr. Holland's Opus, which was a fucking fantastic movie.
Kevin Spacey just looks like a fucking creep.
Kevin Spacey, his characters are usually like that, so I don't know why they're shocked. Like, look at fucking, what is it, American Beauty. He was a fucking creep through American Beauty.
Brett Ratner.
Who's that?
He's a director, producer. I think he produced, like, Wonder Woman, because Gal Gadot, whatever her name is, the Israeli woman that played Wonder Woman, said that she won't do the sequel unless he's out of it. But he outed, God, I can't remember her name, an actress that played Juno.
What about her? Oh, got her to come out of the closet?
Well, like, called her out, like, in front of people, and then, like, was just, like, really nasty.
Oh, yeah. I really like her, too.
Yeah, she's good. I can't remember. She was on, you don't watch this show, but it's great, Trailer Park Boys.
No, I haven't. I think you've told me to watch that, though.
Ben Affleck got called out.
Did he really?
Yeah. But Ben Affleck's brother got called out, too. Like, apparently.
Oh, Casey Affleck?
He, like, actually, like, raped people, which is fucked. George Bush is getting called out a couple of times.
George W?
Yeah.
Or George H.W.?
George H.W.
I could see that.
I don't know some of these. Roy Moore, that's that politician. You know, speaking of which, Roy Moore, the one that, like, apparently was, like, dating, like, 14-year-olds, the one that's, like, running for something in Texas right now, I think.
Yeah.
What is it, Rush Limbaugh, or, like, one of those guys said, yeah, but, like, back when he did that, he was a Democrat, so... like,
So it's okay.
Does that make it any better?
Oh, okay. So it doesn't affect the Republican Party because he was a Democrat when he was molesting people.
Andy Dick.
I saw that. Did you see his comment to it?
He's like, yeah, I probably did lick someone in the face. That's what I do.
He goes, yeah, I don't do that. He goes, I mean, I may have licked somebody in the face, but I'm like, oh, okay.
Jeffrey Tambor, who's great.
Now, see, the line's getting so blurred now.
Oliver Stone.
Yeah, but I'm saying things are getting so blurred these days, though. Like, at what point is it, like, rape or forcing? Like, and what point is it, like I'm hitting on you and making things uncomfortable and awkward?
Right. So I see Richard Dreyfuss here, and apparently it says that he exposed himself to a writer in '87, but he said he was aggressively flirting.
Yeah, I'd call, like, pulling out your schlong pretty aggressive.
No, but I don't know that he actually did. Oh, Dustin Hoffman here is getting busted up. Alleged sexual harassment of a 17-year-old intern in 1985. Jeremy Piven, fucking Arnie.
I could see you, fucking Jeremy Piven.
Really? I don't see that. I see him being a professional. Excuse me. What?
What?
I think I'm having a stroke. I see him as like a professional. Like,
I was like, you're going on and you think you're making sense. I'm just staring blankly like, oh, I should call somebody. No, this is how he'd want it.
Tom Sizemore, I could see him fucking being a creep.
Well, Tom Sizemore was a fucking addict.
Yeah, I remember he had videos of him like smoking crack and meth and shit. I was just watching Saving Private Ryan. No, Saving Private Ryan, not Shaving Ryan's Privates, which is also a real movie, but you don't want to watch it.
You know what? Speaking of those, I really am okay with like the porn movies that are named after like military army movies, like Black Cock Down. Like
you know, one of my favorite ones was The Hills Have Thighs.
To my favorite, like Armageddon On and Black Cock Down are my two favorites.
Yeah?
Yeah, just because there's a meteor coming right towards Earth. It's really going to pound.
I heard like the worst one I've ever heard, and I'm kind of scared, but Schindler's Fist.
Back when I was in tech school, we used to watch like really fucking like softcore porn for entertainment. Like we'd all sit down, and there's one called Lord of the G Strings. It was so fucking great. It was one of my favorite. It was Misty Monday. Misty Monday in it.
Here's some good ones. Clear and Pleasant Stranger. a few hard men. Long Ranger.
That's a good one.
Midsummer's Night Cream.
Wow, that's graphic.
A pecker runs through it. It was a good one. A Tale of Two Titties.
That's not even trying to be creative.
Well, instead of A Tale of Two Cities.
I know.
Against All Bods. Ally McFeel.
Ally McFeels.
This one's going to make you gag. American Hair Pie.
Oh, God.
Anus the Menace.
Anus the Menace.
Oh, instead of Beavis the Butthead, Beaver and Buttface.
That's weak.
Buffy Down Under.
Buffy
Buffy the Vampire Lair.
Yeah, I heard that one.
Crocodile Blondie.
Crocodile Blondie.
Coming to America, spelled Cumming. Just in case you didn't get that.
In case you needed that spelled out
God.
for you.
E3, the extra testicle.
What the fuck?
Instead of ET.
That's
This was actually, I actually accidentally saw this one. Edward Penis Hands. That was. Oh God, this is gonna be a gay one. Everybody does Raymond. and for all of you people that are into tranny porn, Genderella.
Genderella.
Honey, I blew up my tits. Fucking hey, Hung Wankenstein.
We're going on for like 5 minutes on porn names, like right now.
Let's change it up. Every day, if I find a really good one, I'll just like bust it out.
So the one story I did want to get into this episode from the last one that we did that we're not going to publish unless somebody pays us $100 to publish it to them only, and then they can't have any distribution rights whatsoever.
Schlong blade.
So the turtle story.
Yeah.
Fuck it, I don't even want to do the turtle story.
No, we should totally do the turtle.
Should we do the turtle story?
Yeah, but you know what? Let's do the turtle story after a word from our sponsors.
Let's do a word from our sponsors.
You've been here before. It's taking everything you have, and no matter how hard you try, you just can't seem to do it. The pressure's building. You just can't take this anymore. What can you do? What can you do? Please just get out of me.
Introducing Kaka, the once-a-day suppository laxative that will relieve your constipation in a flush. Did I say flush? I meant flash. So when your butt tube is more backed up than an all-you-can-eat buffet in the Midwest, just shove an all-new Kaka suppository up your butt. You'll feel more relieved than Kevin Spacey at a high school dance. We get it. Life can be shitty. But when it's not, just remember, Kaka.
And we're back. And before we get into the turtle story, I just want to tell you a couple of more. The Little Orphan Tranny.
Nice.
The Slutty Professor. Throbbing Hood. That's really good.
Throbbing Hood is a good one, yes. That's a fucking classic, is what that is.
Titty Titty Gangbang. Who reamed Rosie Rabbit? And by far my favorite on this whole list, Womb Raider.
Womb Raider is good. The Womb Raider is fucking fantastic.
All right.
So the turtle story. And just, turtle. So you know about the turtle story. It's not actually about a turtle. It's actually a reference that the person that we're going to address in this one is. We'll get to it. You'll understand why we say turtle. The turtle story.
Let me paint a picture for you. It was summer, 2002.
Ish.
Zach was in an apartment. JD and we'll call Turtle were somewhere in cars. And JD was into Fast and the Furious because you had your little X-Wing.
I had my CRX. We call it CRX Wing. The reason why, so every car I've ever had, I think I've even mentioned this on a past episode, is we always name my cars that we had. You know, we had the Beast, which was my 76 Chevy Nova, and that's because it growled whenever it fucking moved. And then we had the Land Yacht, which was a Ford LTD, which is a fucking giant-ass fucking boat. And so we called it the Land Yacht. And then we had the CRX Wing, and we called it that because it's a little two-seater, but I used to let Won't actually drive, and I'd crawl up in the back window and pretend to shoot people with laser guns. Because it was a CRX, and he's like, oh, the CRX Wing. I was like, yeah, boo. So we'd be like driving down fucking roads like shooting fake lasers.
And you were into street racing and Fast and the Furious at this time.
Yeah. So, and we would race like a fucking lot with that thing.
Which is crazy, because now you kind of look like Vin Diesel.
Vin Kerosene. So, anyway, so the CRX was like kind of our racer car. And let me give you a little backstory on the transition from the Beast to the CRX Wing, because the Beast is what I had before the CRX Wing. The Beast I got for $800. It was my favorite fucking car. Fucking not even fucking primered. It was ugly as shit, but it fucking just was fucking badass.
Is that the one that you like had someone lower it for you, but they just cut the springs and like if you hit a pebble, like you fucking like went up and down like really bad?
No, that was the Tercel. But this is the the Beast was like it had like a 350 in it, and it had we always had to stop because it had air shocks in the back, because remember it was tilted up, like the back was up in the air and it was like at a fucking angle and it growled, and we always had to stop and re-inflate the fucking air shocks because the whole back there was a leak. Anyway, so the Beast was my favorite. The Chevy Nova 76 Chevy Nova was my favorite car of all fucking time, and there was not a lot of places that worked on them. So I found this local company, or this local fucking shop, and they had a 76 Chevy Nova. And so they're like, oh yeah, you can come here. We know all about it. I'll help you with parts. And so then all of a sudden my fucking engine exploded after a couple times bringing it to them. And then it turns out that they were taking shit off of my fucking car and putting it into their 76 Chevy Nova, and they were putting shit into mine, and then the engine fucking blew. But then, before I knew this, they're like, it's okay, we have another car, a Honda CRX, you can just have this for $500, we'll call it even. Which was a fucking ripoff, because they're the reason my car broke down, but I took it. So I took the CRX, I didn't pay them, and I took it, and then, we did all the racing shit with it. And then finally, in the end, what happened to the CRX Wing is when I found out what the fuck they did to my fucking car, the Beast, I took it and I ran the CRX into a pole intentionally, got on the phone, called them, said, hey, I just took your CRX into a pole. Here's the address. Come fucking get it. And then I left. So that's what happened to the CRX. But the Turtle story. So we're into racing, and fucking this was a really fucking fast-ass little car. And I don't know what we were doing, but Turtle was in his car. And
you were fucking street racing. That's what you were doing.
No, but I'm saying I don't know who hit who. But I stick with the fact that we were racing, he got really close, and he hit my car. And then we show up at the fucking apartment. I'm pissed because you fucking hit my car. He's saying he didn't hit my car. And then we come into the apartment, and you've been there like yourself, just sitting kind of in the dark on the couch. And, we always carry notebooks. Like, even now, I know I still do. I carry a notebook with me almost everywhere. But at the time, we had notebooks, and that's our, don't fucking touch our notebooks. That's all there is to it. So we come in, and he has this bright idea to draw a fucking diagram on what happened, so I could understand that I was wrong.
You guys came in. You're fucking yelling at him. He's trying to explain to you that he did not hit your car, that it was an accident, that you actually bumped him. You weren't having it. I was annoyed at you because you were loud and obnoxious, and I was like, shut the fuck up. So you start yelling at me. We start yelling at each other. We're about to get into it. And then this dipshit grabs my notebook and starts trying to draw a fucking diagram explaining to you what happened. I see this. My attention diverts from you. You're no longer my enemy. He is now my enemy. And I'm going to destroy him because nobody draws in my notebook.
You just don't draw in the notebooks.
Nobody puts anything in my notebook.
And at this time, I'd worked my way down the end
I hope he dies. Sorry.
Like I had moved down the end of the hallway because we had this long hallway. But you guys are fighting. I'm fucking already pissed off at him. But now he's yelling at like my best friend. And now out of nowhere, I'm like, don't fucking yell at my best friend. And I fucking water boy the shit out of it. I'm like, and just fucking spear him into the ground. Then I remember he gets up and starts crying.
But at this time, I had already jumped on him. Like you described this very well, kind of like Jurassic Park with the raptors,
the velociraptors and the T-Rex.
I was on his back,
and I keep on jumping on him. He's like,
he was a big guy,
and we were like throwing us off. And he's like, and then and then
wait, no, that's not the Lambs. Sorry,
wrong movie.
Hello, race.
And so I remember now that he gets up and he's just fucking crying. Like, he's crying because he's a big guy.
Fuck that guy. And you were hitting him in his face. He was slamming me. I got a scar on my back because he slammed me into this refrigerator, and the corner cut me. And I could have died. He could have broken my spine. I could have been paralyzed.
So, wait. So you're saying I saved your life?
Yeah.
You're welcome. You're fucking welcome. Now send me $20 for fucking hot wings.
So anyway...
Anyway, so he's crying because, like I said, he's a big guy, but he's relatively like a peaceful person.
He was all about the peace, all about promoting the peace.
He was essentially like hippie as fuck, and so he's crying. He goes, "I don't understand. I just want everybody to be happy." He goes, "I want the world to be a turtle." Like, he goes, I just want the world to be peaceful like a turtle. And then he sits down and starts telling us about how his soul is a turtle. And then...
He's thrown up in a trash can. You're
he's
still yelling at him.
And because I'm a dick. So, like, and he's like, turtle, turtle. So that is the turtle story.
You used to be really good at telling stories.
Oh, that wasn't a good story?
No, it was, but you missed so many. You missed so many details.
I don't remember that one. That one is really fucking vague to me. Like, there's fucking... That was...
I don't remember what... All I know is that you guys came in, you were yelling, I was yelling at you because you were fucking loud, we were arguing. He grabbed my notebook, I'm yelling at him, I jerked it... I think because I jerked the notebook out of my hand, he, like, threw the pen at me or something like that, and that's what made me get physical with him, because I don't ever get physical first. He threw the pen, I took that as he was trying to poke my eye out with the pen. I attacked him. You were on the other end of the room. I'm on his back. He's like slinging me around. I'm riding him like a fucking cowboy. Wait a minute.
All right.
And that was my first homosexual experience.
And I was like, what's happening?
And naturally,
here?
JD had to be there.
And the story took a hard right turn. Emphasis on hard. So yeah, that's the turtle story. But yeah, that one was like when we were in our apartment, which was a fucking crazy ass fucking time. Like, we have, like, a lot of our fucking stories happened in that apartment. So
we covered one in the beginning of season 1 about how you went to Michigan and then we threw the party in your bedroom.
Yeah, where you set off fucking
videotaped
fireworks. Set off fucking fireworks in my fucking closet.
Set your books on fire.
It's fucking, like, but who has fucking books, you know?
Certain people
like, I kind of
on your bed.
What?
You knew about that.
No, I didn't.
Oh, dude, come on.
No, I didn't.
There was a video.
None of you guys doing stuff on my bed.
Who says it was me?
I didn't say it was you. I'm saying I don't know what you're talking about because I was not aware.
Yes, we've had this conversation. People screwed on your bed. Get over it. It was years ago.
You guys didn't wash blankets or sheets, you fuck.
Like you
like
did.
I came home, like I did. I came home and snuggled in fucking ew.
Yeah, you did. Why do you think we're such good friends? My DNA's now embedded in you.
It's like in my forehead because it's on my fucking pillow.
Oh, God. Wow. It feels so good to be home, but it's kind of sticky.
It's sticky in here, guys. Why is it so sticky?
New sheets, asshole. Shut up.
We got you the sticky ones. I thought that's the kind you like. Why are my books on fire?
Hey, do you remember the time? Because I used to sleep on the couch at this time. Hey, remember when I used to be the guy that slept on the couch?
Yeah, for the record, I have to make this very clear. You did not live in this fucking apartment.
I just stayed there all the time.
You didn't pay rent, you didn't pay bills, you paid nothing. And you refused to move in, but you stayed there every fucking day and night. And you're like, I don't fucking live here. Like, that was your thing. Like, you were there every day and night. And so I was like, dude, can you help us out with, like, the fucking, like, power bill? You're like, I don't fucking live here. Like, that was your thing. And you were never fucking, like, you lived there, but you just refused to be. But I think I was the only one on the fucking lease, too. Because I had paid for that whole fucking year.
How did Will have the big room? Remember, his room was huge.
I think it was normal size, but he was like a smaller Filipino kid, so it just looked bigger next to him.
It was a big room.
He did have the big room, didn't he? Because I had the one at the very end of the
there
hall.
was one time where I was sleeping on the couch, and when you sleep on the couch, the front door, like say you're laying on it, and you look to your left, there would be the front door, you know, if you're laying on it. And someone was supposed to come see me before class the next day, and I stayed up all night, and I wrote on a note, "Do not wake me up," and I just stabbed it into the fucking couch with a pin. So I'm laying there with a sign above me that says, "Do not wake me up." Because I told her, I said, "Come over, just wake me up. I'll leave the door unlocked," you know? So all I know is I wake up and you're outside consoling her because I guess she was crying. Because I think she tried to wake me up, and I can't be held accountable for what I say in the first, 5 minutes that I wake up.
Also, and I could not be accountable for whatever I said to console her.
You're probably like, don't worry about him. So, hey, what are you doing tonight?
Don't worry about him. You need a hug?
A special hug.
A special hug? What the fuck?
I don't remember who it was that was supposed to see me or why they were going to see me.
I think it was the person who broke up with Minivan for me.
No, it wasn't. No, because I was always nice to her.
Were you?
Mm-hmm.
What do we call her? Flappy ears? Do we have a nickname for her?
No, that was somebody else. Man, I don't know what to call her.
I don't either. Doesn't matter, because we probably won't talk about her anytime soon.
Nah.
No. So, even though I think she broke your heart.
No, she didn't.
No, she did. It's okay. Let it out.
Shit. She did, I guess. I forgot about that. But that was like it was
later. It was later. Much later.
You know, and Chris came to the and Third Rock came to the rescue for me because I was visiting my grandfather, and I came back and he brought people over, and that's when I met Uma Thurman.
Oh, I really liked Uma Thurman. I remember the first time, like, she came over to, like, your apartment. This was years after this apartment. Like, we'd grown up a lot because she was around. And she came over, and I was like, dude, she's totally hot. Like, she's totally banging. And you're like, oh, yeah, I'm totally going to hit that. I'm like, no, you're not. And then what did you do within, like, 10 minutes? Like, you slept with her, and she came out, her fucking face was beat fucking red. And she came out, like, you fucker. And you're like, I did. Like, it was awful. I hated it. She was so hot, too. She was, like, she wasn't, like, the brightest crayon in the box. But, like,
you know, it's crazy. You know, I don't want to talk too much because my girlfriend listens to this, and I don't want her to not enjoy listening to it. But I used to have a power when I was in my younger years that I could walk in anywhere and succeed at hooking up, or whether it be getting a number, hooking up, whatever it was, no matter where the fuck I went.
I know, because you're a fucking asshole. Like, and that was the fucking appeal. You were the fucking asshole, and I was, like, the really genuinely nice guy. That was why me and you, like, did so well whenever we went places, because you would, like, sleep with them, they'd feel fucking horrible about themselves afterwards. Yeah, they would feel awful about themselves, and then I would make them feel much better.
I don't remember ever really being mean to people. I was just very...
You weren't mean. Well, I don't know, because then we kind of switched later, like, as it went on, it switched to I started becoming a fucking asshole, and you were a nice guy when you brought that girl up to my fucking house, and you came upstairs with her, and I fucking didn't like her, and I was just fucking ripping on her nonstop, and she's like, you can't let him talk to me like that, and you're like, nah. Remember, and you come over me like, come on, James, just stop. Just don't do that. I'm like, I can't help that she's a fucking hussy. Like, and shit like that. Like, I was just fucking, like, I was calling her every fucking name. I was telling her how dumb she was. And you're like, okay, we're going to go. She goes, yeah, we're going to go. And you're like, I'll call you later on. And I was like, it was fucking awful. I was such an asshole. But mine was for different reasons.
God, I used to be so cool. What happened? Or maybe I think it's cool, but people are like, oh, no, actually, you're actually a way better person now.
You're a way better person. I'm still not cool, though.
I don't know. I think I'm pretty cool.
I know, I'm pretty fucking cool.
I'm lame. I'm lame as fuck. I don't drink. I don't go to bars. I don't like to stay up past 10.
That sounds like me. That's all me, those things that you listed right now.
Well, yeah, because you copy everything that I do.
Yep. And I do it. I mean, that is one thing you said, that I find, like, stupid shit and I do it better. So, I mean,
no. You tried it. Not with me, though. You don't do what I do better.
It's because you don't do anything. You go to bed at like 9 or 10, so I do it better. I stay up until 9 or 10 the next day. But that's because depression.
Are there...
No, dude, what? Seriously, like today, I slept to the crack of noon.
Yeah?
Yeah, I slept, like, this room, like, all the fucking lights are out, and, like, I stood up and I looked around, I'm like, yes, I am not going to do fucking shit today. And I went back to sleep. And then I woke up crying for some reason. I don't really know what that was about. But anyway, how are things?
I haven't cried in years.
I've teared up a couple times. But usually if it's like just anything like having to do with my kids, like that'll fucking destroy me.
I know.
I mean, that's just like, I can't with that. So anyway.
What's it like to
talk about something else?
You know what? I say that, but this is funny. I was watching, I guess it's a chick flick with my girlfriend the other day, and she's going to listen to this, and she's going to be like, aha. And it was a sad movie where it was like a woman chef and her sister and her niece were coming to visit her, and they get into a car accident along the way, and the mother dies, and then the little girl wakes up. She's like, where's mom? Where's mom? And she doesn't know what to say, and then she goes, is she dead? And then it's her having to deal with that. And
why did you mention they were chefs? What the fuck does that have to do with anything?
Well, because the main character is a chef.
Yeah, but is that relevant to this at all? Is it because that I'm hungry right now?
It helps build the fucking story, asshole.
I'm hungry right now, and now I want a chef.
Oh, God.
Like, I don't want to eat a chef. Like, I want a chef to make food for me.
You being hungry is like a human needing air. Like it's never going to end, and if it does, you'll die. Wait, what?
What? What? I am hungry though.
I think I'm like having a mild stroke.
I'm telling you, you are having a fucking mild stroke. I can see like the side of your face drooping, but that could be age.
Hey, fuck you, bro.
Nice.
I'm becoming like a fine wine. Like I'm becoming refined as I get older.
You know, it'd be cool if we fucking like really old podcasts. Like we fucking podcast when we're old. I mean, it's unrealistic because we'll both be dead probably in the next like 5 to 6 years. But like if we make it that like fucking podcast from like an old folks home, they're like, remember that time you totally tapped Melinda's ass?
Hey, we should pick a bet who's gonna die first.
Ooh, that's a good one.
And then the listeners, all right, we're going to make a bet on who's going to die first. And the listeners...
This really is the Sick Sad podcast.
And the listeners get to participate in this on our Facebook page under this episode, right, whether it's going to be me or JD. And if you win, the person who lives has to give each person $5.
I don't want to do that because now people have vested interest in killing one of us.
For $5? Come on. How many? I'm the only Jew you know.
I mean, I'm hungry. I'll kill a motherfucker for hot wings right now. Like I'm about to walk out and stab a
fucking
motherfucker.
asshole. I wanted to go through one episode without hot wings. Not one episode. This is 15 episodes, and every single one. And the last time we weren't even talking about them, and the fucking guest talked about hot wings before you did.
Because everybody knows I fucking like hot wings. I fucking love hot wings.
You don't like hot wings. You like Domino's wings, which are not authentic hot wings. They're
suck. They're fucking fantastic.
You and my girlfriend think the same thing. She loves them too.
They're
not
fucking
bad.
good.
They're not bad. They're not bad. But they're not
really
great.
I mean, literally, they are so good that I came to New York City for my first visit to New York City. My very first night in New York City, we sit down. I was like, there's so much to fucking eat and experience. You and your girlfriend order fucking Domino's and a fucking crate of wings.
It was Friday, dude.
Dude,
and you ate most of those wings.
Fuck right, I did.
Heartbreak's like, hey, do we have any wings left? And I'm like, probably not.
Realistically?
It's like dark. I walk out like I'm getting some water, and I just hear precious. And you're like in the corner, like eating wings, and I turn the light on, and you go. you got like buffalo sauce all over your face.
I look down at my hands. I'm like, what have I done?
If someone stabbed you, you would bleed buffalo sauce. Like if someone stabs you, they should hold wings underneath it, because it would be delicious.
It would be. It's in my fucking arteries.
So you know what? I'm going to go ahead and say it's going to be you first.
I will say realistically, it's going to be me first. Also, unless I don't know. See, I think
doesn't count if you off yourself either.
That's what I'm saying. That's why. That's why
it
I'm
has
on the
to
road.
be beyond your own control, and by that I don't mean like you eating shit food. Like that's okay. That doesn't count as
So
suicide.
you're essentially saying I'm going to die first because I have a poor diet and health and fitness, and you're fucking like a negative 12 body fat, and you fucking exercise, and you're drinking water right now, and I'm drinking a 60-ounce Dr. Pepper.
Is that one of those?
Literally,
is that
look,
like a refill? Jesus Christ, that thing is bigger.
It's bigger than my fucking head.
You know they don't sell those. We can't have those sizes in New York City.
They should be illegal.
They are.
But for the record, this is the first soda that I've had in a really fucking long time. Like I don't drink soda. I've been switching to tea. So, but today I was like, you know what? I really want some fucking caffeine.
To tea, but is it sweetened tea?
Partially. Like I get almost a half and half. I get a third. I get a third sweet, a third unsweet, and a third lemonade.
And then another third. Yeah, but the lemonade has sugar.
Thirds. Yeah,
the third is sugar, so 2/3 of it is sweetened. So you're getting the same amount of sugar as a soda. It doesn't really matter whether it's tea or not.
I don't think that is the same amount of fucking sugar.
Do you know how much sugar they put into tea? A lot.
Yeah, but I think like 2/3 of sweetened is still less than a full thing of fucking Dr. Pepper.
I don't know.
Why does my chest hurt? What? Anyway, so I will go on
motivational quotes. That's what you're going on, right?
I was going to say, but I'll say I'll die first for sure.
Okay, we already have that. So
but you didn't ask for my answer. All right. So,
It's time for motivational quotes.
is it time for motivational quotes?
Oh yeah, we need. It's going to take you a little bit. You look like Fred Durst.
Please stop. Not again. Is it? Well, it's a beanie. Did he wear beanies?
I'm sure.
I'm just. I want to go on the record and say that he wasn't that awful.
You know what?
I was-
Fuck him. He was from Jacksonville and he wore a Yankees cap. Like, who the fuck is he?
Somebody who's a Yankees fan. I mean, I feel like
I highly
that's.
doubt he's ever even seen a baseball game.
I mean, I'm pretty sure he didn't either. But I did have the fucking Fred Durst fucking impression down pat. Like I was good at it.
He was like your hero. He could be your hero, baby.
See, I there is one that's not really a quote. It's more like a pickup line, like a demotivational pickup line. Does that count?
Anything works.
All
So
right.
now, motivational quotes.
And now, motivational quotes with Zach and JD.
Just say it.
Did it hurt when you fell from heaven because they wouldn't let you in because you're fucking awful?
Did you come up with that or did you Google it?
I totally Google it. I don't come up with my own shit anymore.
I Google it. Google
It was that or your family only loves you because they have to. Like I was going either way. So anyway, one thing that I did want to mention is we're not going to have it on this episode, but we did just open up an email at hate mail at sixsadpodcast.com. Stop, I'm fucking giving out the fucking email address. It's hate mail at sixsadpodcast.com.
Hate mail.
What do people do with this email address?
They write things. They can say whatever the fuck they want. They can say, I hate when JD talks, or I hate when Zach talks, or I think the podcast would be better if it was only JD, or I think the podcast would only be better if it was neither of those guys and it was me.
Or, hey, I broke up with JD like a month ago. Will you please tell him to get out of my front yard? Like just random ass shit.
Oh
Not-
yeah, you know what? Let's open it up. I want to open
Let's
it up
not-
to everybody who's ever had anything to do with this. You can say whatever you want. You can remain anonymous if you please. You can make a burner email address and send it to us.
Or if you go to sixsadpodcast.com, we have a contact form so you don't even need a fucking email. You can just go in there and submit something and it'll come to us anonymously.
Anonymous.
And you can say whatever you want and we will respond. Either on an episode of the podcast or if you do it from an email address, we will reply to you. And we can't be held liable for any... Or let's make this even better. You can fucking message us on the Six Sad Podcast Facebook page.
But if you're a semi-attractive girl, don't do it, because if you do, JD will fall in love with you.
I feel like we've already went through this.
I
And
know.
I'm not going to do that
I
because
was given a warning again.
I'm semi-available right now. I'm just kidding. And you are completely unavailable, like you have been your whole life, at least emotionally.
It's true.
What? That's so accurate. So accurate, it hurts so good.
I'm happily married, but not married yet. But I'm going to marry the fuck out of my girlfriend one day.
We did discuss this, right? That I will probably be married a second time before you're actually married once.
But mine will be forever.
Ow. That hurt in the insides.
And I say it so nonchalantly.
You do. I'm multitasking right now. Like right now I'm podcasting, but I'm also trying to get me some hot, yes, but I'm also trying to get me hot wings. Fun fact, do not multitask by eating hot wings and masturbating. That shit hurts.
Only if it gets in your pee hole.
No, I did it, like, I actually fooled
Or
around
I guess
with...
for you, your herpes sores.
No, what was her name? The clothes hanger? I can never
Is that
remember
what you
her
do?
name.
You go to the school and that's your pickup line. Hey, do you like connect the dots? It looks like a guitar. The herpes dots. Get it?
Oh, I gotcha. I'm following you. That's cool. That was fucking hilarious is what that was.
Have you ever got a pimple on your wiener?
I'm not going to wake... What time is 10 o'clock Pacific time in Central time?
What? What the fuck does that mean?
I'm trying to get somebody to send me money for hot wings.
Okay,
and
so Pacific time is behind you. Meaning that it's like 4 hours or 3 hours earlier than where it is where you are. Do you not know how this shit works?
Nope, because hashtag math.
I'm pretty sure it's, let's see, 4 hours behind you maybe, or maybe 3 hours. What time is it? 8. Yeah, it's 5:36 there. 4 hours behind me, so 3 hours behind you.
So 1 o'clock my time. They want to buy me dinner at 1 o'clock Central Time in the morning.
Okay, 1 o'clock Central Time?
Yeah. That would be 10 p.m. Pacific Time, right?
Yeah, so 1 a.m. Hey, man, you get to eat at 1 o'clock.
The fucking delivery, they're not delivering at 1 in the morning. Can we just start a GoFundMe page for hot wings for me?
Let's just start a GoFundMe page and, like, for whatever.
Like what? Like a GoFundMe page for...
No, for you.
Just in general, just a GoFundMe page that...
We should start a
people to put
GoFundMe
fucking-
page for the Six Sad Podcast. Like, if you want to continue with this entertainment pleasures in your ear,
Then we will continue to do it even if we don't make any money. But we would really prefer to have some of the monies because JD won't shut the fuck up about some fucking hot wings.
and that's the other thing too. When you send money, don't send it through the Six Sad Podcast. Send it to me directly,
Why?
because you're going to lie and tell me that it's a certain number when it isn't. I would distribute it evenly.
I am not a fucking liar, and no, you would not distribute it
Absolutely,
equally.
I would.
No, I can name a scenario where we got something that was supposed to be distributed fucking equally, and some of us did fucking more work for it, and then somebody else left with all of it.
Thought we weren't going to talk about crack this episode, JD.
I'm not. I was talking about your mom
Why do you always go there? I don't even
because
talk
I
to
miss her. I miss her. Actually, I don't. I don't even remember your fucking mom. I just remember she was very hateful.
She's very fucking hateful.
She's very fucking hateful.
so mean.
Hey, whose movie is it?
Did I tell you what she told me the other day? Or not
No,
the other
what
day, but like last time? She said something. She's like, you should put a gun in your mouth and pull the trigger or something like that. And I was like, whoa, okay.
Wow. All right. It's like all I said is...
And there was no LOL.
There's no LOL, so I'm questioning whether or not she was serious.
Like my
The
dad-
LOL is all the difference.
My dad's like, you should pull the... No, he wouldn't say that, actually, because I had a brother that
Yeah.
did that. But
Dude, can we please get your dad on the fucking podcast?
he's going to be in town end of this month, I believe.
You'll have to get a second microphone.
I have a second microphone, dick.
Yeah, but can you hook both of them up? And why are you name calling?
No, but we'll just sit close like this. Like, he'll be right here and we'll be like, hey, 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 hey.
As much as you fucking yell at me for not being like fucking deep throat in a microphone, you're gonna just like sit to the side to side.
We'll just take time. We'll just take turns.
He does need to be on the podcast. I'm not fucking joking. I want your dad on the podcast so bad.
I don't think he'll want to be.
I think he will. I think he would love the opportunity just to fucking ramble.
Some of his stories, man, Jesus. He's out there.
I know. It's fucking hilarious. And it was funny is like he'll create multiple like Facebook pages and then add me on that. But what's really funny, you're like, I don't know, man. It was just so fucking weird. He has this weird. Who else do you know that has other fucking Facebook pages of just weird, like, I don't know, what is it? Fucking Cockburn?
Rooster Cogburn.
Rooster Cogburn? Yeah.
Actually, it's not Rooster Cogburn anymore. It's Patrick Hochstetter, and I'm a celebrity on that page.
I know, and I didn't know that for a while. I was like, man, this guy really likes our podcast.
Shh, you're giving away our secrets.
Right?
I'm going to check the page now. I guarantee I have like at least 100 friend requests.
Really?
Yeah.
How did you do that?
I don't know. It just, people started following me on it.
Yet nobody will fucking listen to our podcast. Maybe we need to fire you.
I share the podcast onto this
I'm
page.
saying, maybe we should fire you and have him fucking co-host.
Let's see how many friend requests I have. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, I only have 5 today. See?
That's so weird. How many friends do you have on there?
Let me see. I don't think like a ton. Somebody mentioned me in a comment. How many friends do I have on this page? Seeing as how I haven't requested any of them, 270.
How though?
Because I'm a famous character in a #1 movie on that page. I think people actually think that I'm that guy or something.
Oh, that makes perfect fucking sense.
I'm one of those. I'm the fucking celebrity scam page, apparently.
That's fucking
I
hilarious.
have 14 message requests.
That's interesting.
There's people that ask me things about, they're like, hey, Patrick, what are you doing? Da, 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 and I answer in character. And then,
That's really funny. I do that every day of my life, answering character.
hey, so we got like 10 minutes left, kind of, but we need to do the movies in one sentence.
Yeah, and you're up, right?
Yeah, I'm up. So do you have a couple of movies in mind?
No, I don't.
Okay.
All right.
You know what? How about
I got one.
I want to do It.
All right, fine. Do it.
Okay.
Movies in one sentence. It.
Nice clown is stuck in sewer, asks boy for help. When boy reaches in to help pull clown out, clown doesn't realize his own strength and pulls boy's arm off. And then all the other kids are trying to kill him because they think that he murdered the little boy, but that's not what happened. He just wants to be friends with people.
You want to hear my summary of that one?
Yes.
Almost 2 hours of JD crying hysterically out of clown fear. Period.
I never realized you were so scared of clowns.
I fucking hate clowns. Jesus Christ.
I gotta find that audio of when you were freaking out, or did we actually make that onto a podcast?
I don't know. No, I don't think we did because it fucking pissed me off. Because you just tossed up a fucking random fucking image of fucking clown.
Why are you scared of clowns? That's fucking
I don't
stupid.
fucking know, but I almost shit my drawers.
You know what? That's not a valid fear. You're stupid for that.
Thank you.
What? Dude, there's like white dudes running around with guns, shooting up people. There's like other scary things.
That insert other scary things here.
The economy, Donald Trump, like whatever it is.
And I'm like a fucking fear of clowns.
Speaking of Donald Trump, did you see the tweet? Did you?
No. What's the new tweet?
So apparently Kim Jong-un said that Donald Trump was old, and Donald Trump got very angry at Kim Jong-un calling him old. So he posted a very passive-aggressive 13-year-old tweet, which is like most of them, and he and he said, "Why would Kim Jong-un insult me by calling me old when I would never call him short and fat? Oh well, I try so hard to be his friend, and maybe someday that will happen." That was a real tweet by the leader of the free world. The bar is set so low, anybody can be president, I think.
I think it's fantastic. It gives me hope.
You can never be president, man. They're going to dig up so many skeletons. It's going to be like Halloween every day.
Don't
get mad at me. Don't get butt hurt because
I don't have any fucking skeletons.
Hey, did you know next year you could be president of the United States?
Yes, I did. I've been counting down.
But technically, you can't be president until 2020. What would you do? 3 things. The first 3. If you could only do 3 things as president, what would you do? Go.
If I could do 3 things as president.
Yes, only 3.
Implement universal basic income.
Oh God.
Yep.
And this is boring.
I would remain president forever.
Okay, and then 3.
No, you can put me on the spot. I don't know what the fuck I would do. I would definitely do universal income. What I would do is I would scale back military funding, and put it more towards technology advancement commercially in the United States. Because I think if we actually promoted more technological advancements, we wouldn't need as much of a budget in fucking warfare shit. And I would fucking get all stick to America, bring our shit back, and bring people in here. like can't shut down all the fucking bases that we have all over the fucking place.
Well,
that's my 3.
That was underwhelming.
All right, what the fuck would you do then, Mister? I know what the fuck you suck, fucking nuts. What?
What would I do? I don't know. I have no idea. I was asking you as a question for you.
Well, okay, let me ask a question for you.
No.
Okay.
No. You're trying to think of a question that you know I'd say yes to right now.
No, I'm still trying to get hot wings.
Anyway, it's been a lovely podcast, you guys. And
Why do we have to end with a stupid fucking question like that?
Well, we're not
like the show was going so decently until that.
Oh, well, I'm sorry for ruining it, you guys. It's my fault.
It is your fucking fault.
Oh, man. You need to eat. You're not yourself.
What fucking
you're like a fucking Snickers commercial right now. Except for Snickers, you need hot wings. You're not you.
Yeah.
You're like, somebody get this guy some hot wings.
You're not yourself when you don't have hot wings. Here, eat a Snickers. I don't want a Snickers.
And then you eat the hot wings, and then you turn into a fucking blob. And you're like, oh, there he is. Remember Pizza the Hut from Spaceballs?
Did you know I heard they're coming out with another fucking Spaceballs?
It could be a good thing or a bad thing.
It's going to be a fucking fantastic thing.
Anyway, I was going to say that it was really nice spending time with you and discussing things with you and revisiting your memories. But you seem
Hey, guess what?
What?
Guess what? Deuces.
Oh, man.
Thanks again for tuning in to this week's episode of the Six Sad Podcast. This is a presentation brought to you by Six Sad Media. To learn more about the Six Sad Podcast, the hosts, or some of the characters that we've discussed in this week's episode, make sure to check out www.sixsadpodcast.com. To sponsor the Six Sad Podcast, make sure to contact us at www.sixsadpodcast.com/advertise. And last, and most importantly, if you've enjoyed this episode or the Six Sad Podcast, make sure to follow us online at facebook.com/sixsadpodcast or on Twitter or Instagram at Six Sad Podcast. And now, an outtake from this week's episode. He laughed and we just smoked crack, I think.
No. Jesus Christ. You're like, puff, puff, pass. I'm like, this is crack, motherfucker. Puff, puff, take this shit out of my hand.
Turtles.